Hey, what up? It's Brad with Home Love Construction. Welcome to another episode of the Critical Path podcast. I have a return guest, Mr. Chris Dietz, here in the studio with me. So Chris is a guy who is pretty wild, if I say so myself. I consider I'm a pretty wild individual, but Chris takes it to another level. So to give you context on this guy, he basically went from Pennsylvania to Miami for a sales job. And within 4 years of being at that job, he made $500,000 in 1 year in a commission-only sales role as an employee. Then he quits that job because he wanted to be an entrepreneur. And since then, started his company, Find Me Staffing Solutions, where he recruits. You don't recruit closers. I know you recently corrected
closers, setters, appointment setters.
He recruits sales. He recruits
legit,
for sales.
just straight up sales reps.
Yeah. So
Door knockers, everything.
Chris Dietz.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you, bro.
Happy to have you, bro.
Dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Round two. I think I was the first person to do the podcast with you. Or second.
Yeah. Second.
Damn. Well,
but yeah,
it's close.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's still cool.
No, but it was super early on. That was like a year ago.
I think it was almost 1 year ago.
Yes, it was 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Because you literally the week before, the week before, you're like, I'm done doing what I was doing, which we can talk about what you're doing before now. Yeah. So we'll get into that. But then you're like, I started a new company, which I was like, okay, great. Let's talk about it. So 1 year in, how's it going?
It's going great, dude. It's going great. I tell you, dude, I feel like now that I've been doing it for a year, I feel like I've experienced what people would experience in like 5 years just because of the way I operate, you know? Like I throw a lot of money on the table and I take a lot of the money and I reinvest it in personal development, which leaves me with no money to actually grow my business. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff is just pure freaking grit, dude. Yeah. And I was doing some of the numbers, and with my first 6 months, I did 116K and collected money, which was 95% of that's profit. So in recruiting, it's pretty profitable. Yeah. So like nothing really changed as far as my living. I had some money set aside. I was still reinvesting into myself. And then first 6 months, I did 116. And then the next 6 months from January to now, I did over 220K in collected money, which profit margin is a little bit less. Instead of it being like 95, it's about 80%, but it's still great profit. Yeah. Great profit. And I know like the fact that I just went from just purely no plan, just straight grit in the industry. I've never like, what's funny is, and I shouldn't say this on camera, but dude, I've never actually interviewed somebody in my life. Wow. That's true. Like true. I've never actually interviewed or hired anybody before. Yeah. So I jumped into an industry that I literally knew nothing about. Yeah. The only thing I know is sales. Yeah. And so I was like, this is the right thing to do.
So now you've interviewed people.
Now I've interviewed people.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I don't interview anybody.
Yeah.
Because I have my team do it now.
Yeah. Yeah. And so
it's crazy.
Yeah, that's freaking amazing. First off, that is crazy. That is crazy. But look, I mean, at a certain point, you got to jump. Yep. So remind me, why did you choose staffing? Like, why did you choose recruiting?
Yeah.
As opposed to all the billions of other industries that there are to choose from, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know marketing. I don't know data. I don't know systems. I don't know tracking, numbers, stuff. All I know is sales. That's all I know. I just know hard work, how to put stuff like this together, because I came from construction as well. I work construction, and I just grew up in like a blue collar, like work hard. And that's all I know how to do. And so, you know, I've been in sales for the past 7 years, and that's all I know how to do. And when one of my buddies was like, hey, I called him up like a week before I left, and I'm like, yo, dude, I need help. Like, I feel like I'm like an eagle trapped inside of a cage. Yeah. Like I need something else. What do I do? He's like, oh, you should start a recruiting company. And I'm like, well, if it's so good, why don't you do it? And he's like, well, I'm already making $1 million a month in my credit repair business or my credit card company. I just don't have the bandwidth to do it, or else I would do it. Yeah. And I was like, well, that makes sense. And then I just did it. Like just something inside told me to do it. Yeah. And I just know now from things that I've learned and studied, like, dude, if you think it's the right thing to do it. Yeah. And so I went with my first thought, which was do it. Yeah. And I just removed any sort of thought that I had that I was trying to block it. Yeah. And I just went with my first instinct.
Wow.
And I just trusted myself. And my biggest line that I would always just tell myself was, if it fails, so what? You just get another sales job and I'll win.
Yeah.
Because I've already sold a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truth.
And if I fail now, I just do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Screw it.
That kind of, do you ever watch The Office?
No.
Oh, dude. There's this episode of The Office where like this guy starts his own paper company. He's like, I have 100 different names of paper companies. I'll just start another one and another one. Sorry, reminded me of that. It's just funny. But you're right. Like literally people get so scared of like, what if my company doesn't work? Dude, do another one. Who cares? Like literally it doesn't actually matter. Okay. So I have a business question for you. I'm just as I'm hearing this and like we've talked a little bit like off camera about the business and in the earlier episode, I'm curious. So you 2X'd what's going to be needed to 10X your company to where you're doing, 200K, like 100K a month.
Yeah. That's going to happen very, very soon. I would say within the next 30 days, truly.
Yeah.
The problem is the only reason why I wasn't able to scale is because I just work and I just do grit. So for the first 10 months of my business, when I was making 40, 50K a month, sometimes, lower months, there was months where I only did like $8,000. And then some months I'd do like 45. And then some months I'd do like 20. And it was like, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is I had no CRM. I had no stats, no data, no tracking. Everything was just pure grit.
Yeah.
And like everything was just on Excel sheets.
Yeah.
So I'm running this business that's doing like 30 to 50K a month. And dude, it's all on Excel sheets.
Yeah.
And bro, you can't do that for too long.
Yeah.
It will crash.
Yes.
And so I just recently got Go High Level to track everything. And I got paid this guy to do it. He did a great job. And then I maxed that system out within a month. I thought it was going to last like, 3 months or so.
Max it out in terms of what, like contacts?
As far as the system build out. Like the back end stuff, as far as the tracking, who the salesperson is, where's the salesperson, what stage are they at in the interview, how many times they got interviewed, what offers did we show them, what offers did they apply to, what offers did they not apply to, what company turned them down, what company didn't turn them down, etc.
Yeah.
Right? What are they, et cetera? Are they a closer, in-person rep, LinkedIn, where's the source, where did it come from, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Like I need to track all that shit. Yeah. And that system was built out, but it's only built out for a company that's doing 30K a month and signing up 4 to 5 clients a month. And I'm a big volume guy. I just want deals. So I maxed it out within and I realized how fast I was actually growing when all the salespeople pouring in. We had 220 salespeople into just my CRM in less than a month and a half.
Wow. That's great.
That's just from when I got the fucking system. That doesn't even count all the other salespeople from the past 10 months. So I'm looking at it, I was like, holy shit, dude. Like this is way bigger than I actually thought. Oh, wow. So I hired another guy to build out everything. He's built out. And I actually connected with. No, I didn't connect actually with him. I connected actually with another guy. But I want to connect you with this guy because he's a great dude. Yeah. But he helped scale the company from legit zero to over 800K a month in like 12 months. Wow. And built out everything from scratch. Yeah. Guy's a wizard. Yeah. And so he's building out everything for me right now. So like what he's doing right now is he's basically building it out so he can get to $1 million a month. Because the biggest problem is delivery in my business. Yeah. I can sell like crazy, dude.
What does delivery consist of when you're staffing?
So there's 4 parts to it. One is I need the salespeople, right? And so, those ads that, have you ever seen those ads? Hey, make 10 grand a month in high ticket sales. Yeah, yeah. So all those guys, when they say, hey, I'll place you with an offer, that offer is me. So all those, I have 16 of those companies that I'm partnered with, and they send me all of their sales reps once they're done with their sales training. I don't pay them. They don't pay me. It's just a straight give flow. This is basically how you start a recruiting company like mine, 101, in about 30 seconds. Yeah. You can make 30 grand a month doing this like that. So I found that out, and then I was like, okay, I did it with one, and I did another one.
So the salesperson pays them
Mm-hmm.
for the training,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously they need to be placed with somebody. So then they say, hey, find this guy somebody to work with. And then the company that you place them with pays you
Correct.
when you place them.
Yeah, well, they pay me up front before I place them.
However.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I do payment up front. So I won't say I won't say
Yeah.
never, but I will not sign somebody up if
Yeah.
they don't pay me up front.
Yeah, yeah. Makes
Because
sense.
it's just issues.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's how it works. So I have the company pay me, the salesperson pays the training company.
Yeah.
We both win.
Mm-hmm.
They win when they get their salesperson placed. I win when I place the salesperson.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm basically like the middleman.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's one avenue. The
Yeah.
other avenue is when I do in-person reps. So
Mm-hmm.
in-person reps, I get them from like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, etc. And I have a whole system built out for that. And it's all through AI. And I get tons of salespeople through LinkedIn just from cold outreach. So that's the first part is like getting the salespeople. Well, the first part actually is getting the company because you need companies to actually place them with.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the first part.
And that's just a sales cycle. That's literally just like, hey.
Yeah. Hey, you need salespeople.
Yeah.
Done. Pay me. Boom. I'll get you the salesperson. Let's go.
And I'm assuming the close is like, how much is it costing you right now to not have the salesperson? So it's a super easy close because you're like, hey, what can a good salesperson produce for you in a month? Oh, $100,000. It's like, okay, well, mine is like X tiny percentage of $100,000, or maybe it's a big percentage. I don't know. I'd assume it's not $100,000. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's
And then you're literally like, okay, well, they'll pay for themselves in what, one deal?
Yeah,
And it's
one
like,
deal.
Okay. Sign pay. Like,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah. It's basically, yeah, it's a pretty easy sale if they need it.
Yeah.
And another thing I found too as well with when I'm staffing in-person companies is a lot of companies use Indeed, and it's like a failure. Like Indeed actually does not provide good people. Of course, like it can, but it just doesn't because you get 100 salespeople in 30 days. But dude, how many of them are actually good? You don't know. And so my company,
Probably 3.
yeah, probably 3, right?
Yeah.
But that's so much time.
Yeah.
Like, what if you just paid somebody to do all the work for you? You get the 3 people that you wanted actually in the same amount of time, but you did 3 interviews instead of 100.
Right.
Right. And
Yeah.
you have to follow up, et cetera. Like, there's people that they put the resume in, they don't reply, et cetera.
Yeah.
But that's the first part is getting the salesperson.
By the way, just for context, so we basically we do use LinkedIn like for our business, but I pay somebody to comb through. So we have a remote person who combs through all the resumes, sorts them. Then they book them for the actual person who I then pay to interview them, right? So if we total up everything that a company pays to actually put that system there, it's probably basically the same thing, like the same cost for them to do it in-house, but then also then you have to run it versus they just pay you and you just go and find them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Just to help,
Yeah.
just to help sell.
I appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. And
Because that is the thing is like business owners, a lot of business owners get obsessed with, I could just build this myself. And it's like, yeah, you could, but it's more trial and error than they think it is.
and
up
how
front.
much is your time worth?
How much is your time worth? How much is the trial and error worth? And how much is the continued, because, if you put a recruiter there, now you're going to have any problems that recruiter has now become your problems.
Right.
Versus you hire a business, the business isn't allowed to give you problems back. The only problem is, hey, you got to pay and boom, and give me your requirements. Right. So anyways, it's just a thing to think about for businesses. If they're considering, hey, should I set this up? If you haven't gone through the process of setting it up, I would say, dude, just hire somebody to freaking do it. Like cut out the time.
And hire somebody that has a trained team.
Yeah, exactly.
That trains their team, that takes care of them, et cetera.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a huge part.
Yeah.
So we get the salespeople. Then my team, we do a 3-step interview. So we do a phone call.
Yeah.
And then after the phone call, then we do a Zoom interview. And then after the Zoom interview, if they pass everything with flying colors, then we show them the offer, we give them all the data, and then they apply to the company. And then we really make sure, like this is one thing that also is like, this is the biggest bottleneck of why I wasn't able to scale is because, dude, it was so hard to like set up the actual system to do it. Like, cause I've had times where I've signed up like 13 businesses in a month and I was just sign. And then I'm just like, fuck, bro. I need to deliver on these clients.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like,
Yep.
how the fuck am I gonna do this?
Yeah.
And that's basically that's basically how I just get to the next level. It's just like, fuck it. Like, let's just figure it out.
Dude, it's commit first, figure it out later.
Exactly. And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm very thankful, and I have a great team now. And with the systems that we're building out, everything's going to be streamlined so that when we sign up a client, it's just plug and play every single time. Everything's written out, SOPs, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that's actually going to be able to help us scale is the organization on the back end, which I didn't have and I don't know and I'm not skilled at, and nor do I want to really learn. I mean, I'm learning I'm learning as I'm doing it, but like, bro, I need to make money, dude. Like, I don't need to learn how to build out everything. I'd rather just pay somebody to do it.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
And just have them do it for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What's the, like, if there was a number one thing, what would the number one thing be that you look for in a salesperson?
Man, I would say just their sharpness, honestly. Like, how sharp are they? How direct are they? That's the biggest thing. You know, and when you ask them a question,
how direct are they?
Yeah.
Wow. I've never heard anyone say that.
Yeah, because, you know,
but I agree.
Yeah, it's a huge thing because, I mean, you can ask someone a question and based on their answer and based on how long it takes them to answer will tell them everything about themselves. You can tell if a person's all jacked up doing whatever and doing stuff on the weekends just by how they answer a question.
True.
You know, and I trained my team on that too as well. Like I just created an entire document of disqualifications, and one of the disqualifications is like a long communication lag.
Yeah.
Like, if they're answering questions with like, hey, what's the biggest achievement you had in your sales career? Disqualification.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Like, and I train them. I'm like, dude, if they're disqualified, get off the phone. I don't want you to speak to people that aren't good.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Screw them.
Yeah.
Like, just get rid of them, bro. There's 8 billion people on earth.
Yeah, that's right.
And they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Those salespeople will figure it out. Like, we don't need all the salespeople. Like, I used to be like, oh man, I need to place every single person that I get, bro. And then I realized, I'm like, dude, yeah, like it was like a really big thing. I'm like, I need to take care of this guy. This guy's this guy, man, I have so much hope for him.
Yeah.
No, it's not it's not the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It fails every single time.
100%.
But I've really dialed in the delivery part, and it's a process. Yeah. It took a lot longer than I actually thought.
Yeah.
But now that everything's coming together, shit's really about to boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I saw you. I said, because we're in Clearwater. We did the last one in Miami where you live. Now you're where I live. Yeah. And we're in here. When I saw you I think I saw you either on Monday or Tuesday. You remember of this past week? You had just gotten to Clearwater.
Yep.
And I told Ashley, I was like, man, Chris looks like he's been living life. Like, life is just freaking like so you look like you got, like, you know, you chilled out. I didn't realize you had just driven and literally just arrived. But I was like, I just perceived that. Well, dude, but here's the thing. That's a plus point. That's a plus point. It's not a bad thing. Like, people who are just like drifting through life and nothing ever happens to them, that means they're not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, I know for a fact.
I think I was pretty like locked in that day. Like, I was working my ass off and just like, I think I was like getting adjusted to the schedule, getting adjusted to the city. Yeah. It's a big change. Yeah. I've been in Miami for 4 years, and I'm going to be here for a couple months. Like, my routine, everything changed. So I was just like kind of whacked out, but still moving. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. So the question following on that is, like, do you, like, when you stepped into, okay, I'm going to do my own business, and then you actually experienced it for a year, what was the biggest reality adjustment that you went through?
I'd say
just call it calm lag.
Yeah, calm lag, right? Calm lag.
No, it's good. It's good. It means I'm about to get a real answer.
Yeah. It's the biggest reality.
The biggest, like, reality adjustment.
Like, I would say that you need to set your expectations with clients, like real expectations with clients.
Is there a story? to go along
Dude,
with
I
that?
have so many, bro.
Can you tell one without naming names?
Dude, yeah, I can
Okay,
tell
good.
one, dude.
Please.
I can tell one, bro.
Please do.
Oh my goodness, dude. Okay, so it was man, I feel like a piece of shit saying this. But dude, and I'm still working with him. Like, he's a great dude. I know him really well. I
Yeah.
love this guy to death.
Yeah.
Like, I love him. I love him, dude. He's an amazing person. And you know, I just started my business and he's like, yo, what do I do? Like, I want these salespeople. What should I do? And I'm just fresh out of a sales position. And in my sales position, I have no real responsibility other than just sell. So like, whatever, if he doesn't use the product, I don't care. If he doesn't win off the product, I don't care. Cause I'm like, I already made my commission, whatever it's his deal. I'll work it out a little bit. It's not my name that I'm ruining. It's the business owner's name, you know? And
the real thoughts of a salesperson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that like I was like a piece of shit. Like, obviously I wanted to take care of him, but like the reality is it's like I could say whatever I wanted and do whatever I wanted. And it's actually, it's my rep, but the bigger rep is the company owner. And when I got this deal, it was for like 5 salespeople, right? Yeah. And he's like, Don, we need 5 salespeople. Let's go. Closers, setters, yeah. And I'm like, Don, I'm going to staff you all. Got salespeople right now, dude. Let's go. And I staffed them with like 5 salespeople in like 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Right? And just like, I'm just like, this guy's good. This guy's good. This guy's good. This guy's good. Bro, like very little qualifications on my part. I'm just needy, like what we were talking about earlier, just staff.
Yeah.
Well, I staffed them with like 5 salespeople and they all quit within like 72 hours. Dude, within 48 hours, bro, there was like 2 that left. The other 2, like they were like, hey, it was just too hectic. Like I just couldn't handle it and left. And then the 5th one, I think, also left like 4 days later after that. And then they're hitting me up. They're like, yo, yo, we hired all these salespeople, dude. They're all gone.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, dude, oh my God, bro. All right, let's do another round. So I did another round. And it just didn't go as planned, man. Like, it just did not go as planned.
Yeah.
I think out of that, I think like 1 person actually stuck. Yeah. That's still with them today. Another person I had was with them for like 3 months. And it was just, dude, it was just like, it was just throw the things into the wall and see what sticks.
So question on that, the 1 person who stuck, has that 1 person funded the whole deal?
Basically? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean,
that's the upside.
Two people technically got it paid for. So it was worth it.
That's the upside to the sales thing. Is like 1 salesperson can, boom, change a company's total trajectory.
Yeah, and what's nice too is I charge a flat fee. So I don't charge a percentage. Yeah. You know, I've done percentage deals and I just don't like them because it's just, it's unpredictable on both sides and the business owner has less skin in the game to make it work. Yeah. You know, when they pay you up front, they're like, okay, I have to make this work. But if it's like, oh, I'll just give you 5% of whatever. Yeah. They're like, okay, the salesperson works, it doesn't work. It's no loss. Yeah. You know? But that was a crazy story. I mean, I just had another story where I sent this girl freaking I hope she doesn't see this, but dude, I sent her like
one of the rules of marketing, assume no one's gonna see it.
Yeah, exactly. Assume no one's gonna she's probably not gonna see it. But I sent her like 17 salespeople and like 1 of them potentially got hired and then backed out. But it was just a problem client from the beginning. It was just a problem, you know. She requested a chargeback, and I'm gonna win that because it was complete garbage. Yeah. I've had that. I've had people threaten to fucking sue me and take me to legal over a salesperson. And I find out that the actual salesperson was still working for the company that I placed them for, and I'm just like, what the heck, dude? Like. Whatever. I gave him part of the money back. I didn't give him 100%. I was like, he was like, yeah, I'm going to take you to court. I'm like, bro, dude, just take your money, dude. Like, you're an idiot. Like, whatever, bro. Just take a part of it back. Find out he was with the company still. Yeah. called my boy. I was like, yo, call that guy and rip him from the company right now.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So like, you know, I mean, it just happens, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny talking about it. I've never really told anybody this.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like that. Here's the thing is like, people
It's
are
brutal,
like,
bro.
like, I'm going to start my own business. And then they actually hit the wall of life, right?
Yeah.
Like they actually start hitting like the real barriers. Like, you know, people see what's at the end of the road, not any of the road, you know, because the people who are like along the road, they're not visible yet. You know what I mean? Like they don't have enough attention. They haven't accumulated enough of anything to get anybody's attention. So you don't see them. That's actually one kind of cool thing about social media, in my opinion, is you actually have the opportunity, like the middle of people where like they're actually like going through real life shit, like what you're going through with the guy that wants to cancel, the guy that wants to refund. Like in my business, you know, we had the really bad hurricane in October of last year.
Yeah.
We had an influx. We like literally our quarterly number tripled from Q3 to Q4. We were already highest ever Q3 and we did 3X that Q4. Then we did like 10% more than that Q1 of this year. So like we did as much in 2 quarters as we had done the previous 2 years in sales.
Wow.
And so, but then what happens when you get a bunch of new clients into an area and it's like the production numbers go like, whoa, we had a bunch of people cancel, refund, right?
Yeah.
So like I ran into the same exact thing, and our business is 13 years old. You know what I mean?
Damn.
That's just a reality of the business cycle. It's
Yeah.
like you go through a big expansion, a bunch of new people or cycles enter the area. They actually screw up the area a little bit, right? They kind of like mess it up. They like turbulate it a little. The people get a little, they're like, you know, you get like one client who's like really nasty. Somebody gets like really upset about it.
Yeah. The
you
email
know?
wars.
Yeah. They start like digging at your staff, and the staff are like, I didn't sign up for this. Right. Then you got to calm them down. That's literally business. So like I don't think I've ever shown you our company's org board. Have I?
I think you shared it with me verbally.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
I think you talked about it, but yeah.
I'll show you after this, but that's like, you know, there's a thing called like a division 1 in an organization, and your company actually does a piece of what division 1 is responsible for, and it's getting new people. But another thing that division 1 is responsible for is stabilizing the staff, right? Now, you don't necessarily do that for your clients because that's not the hat. Your hat is, hey, get great people in the door, right? Find them, get them on post, get them like, right. And then they got to get them producing and stabilize them. But that stability is what it's kind of like the platform that I've noticed, because I've now gotten to interview a ton of people doing the podcast. By the way, I love that you're also doing a podcast, because it's like such a great networking tool.
Oh, it's amazing, dude.
It's the best networking tool.
Yeah, I'm actually working a deal with a guy for like $100,000 that I interviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're like just talking about it. Like I showed it to him. We're in little negotiations.
Yeah. Yeah. I've
from
had
a fucking podcast, bro.
Yeah. I've had similar things happen from podcasts.
Yeah.
So my point with all that is, good job, you're going through it. But I did want to ask you, what can we talk about what you were doing before, and kind of like the transition period into like, I'm an eagle, get me out of the cage type thing. So what were you doing before?
I was working for a guy named Grant Cardone.
Let's go.
Yeah. He's awesome, dude. He's the best.
Man.
He's the fucking man, bro.
Man.
He's a G, bro.
Yeah.
Anybody who hates on him, dude, is just an idiot.
That's
honestly.
right.
Like, they're just idiots.
Yeah.
They're losers.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, dude, 100%.
Yeah.
And the people who hate on Grant also hate on the other people who are trying to do anything great in life, right?
Like, you should buy his courses.
Yeah.
You should buy his trainings.
Yeah.
You should buy everything he has, dude. He has great stuff.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I haven't bought everything that he has, but I won't say the number, but people who are in the ecosystem, we're an elite 125 customer.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Good for you, bro.
Yeah. So like we're heavily
Who's your rep?
Dave.
Oh shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Dave Robards, of course. The man, also the man.
Yeah, he's also a good guy. He helped me out so much when I started, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have so many stories.
Okay. So what was the, you know, like what was like, what happened?
So, I started out, no skill, no anything. Just like, I just came in there. I left everything behind in Pennsylvania, and I flew down to Miami. I had like $6,000 in the bank, most money really I ever had. I had like $8,000, and then it was like $2,000 or whatever to get all the shit together. So I had like $6,000. Drove down, and it was really just like a testament just to prove to myself, like, hey, I can fucking do something, dude. Like, if I'm gonna fucking do it, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
And I went down there, and I just made a decision. I'm like, dude, I am not gonna let this fucking go wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna fucking do everything I can to make it go right. So when I first started, I didn't get a deal for my first month.
Let me ask a question. So you moved from Pennsylvania to take a job at
Grant's,
Grant's place.
yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I moved.
You interviewed remotely? and
I
then you're like,
interviewed
you got the job.
remotely, got turned down, and then I flew down to Miami to do an interview.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you were like, I wouldn't take no for an answer.
Well, I didn't take no for an answer. So I flew down to Miami to check this out. Okay, this is what happened. So this is actually how important it is when you actually put your like full blown fucking everything into something, and you'll actually make it work right. So I did an interview, 2-minute interview, basically got shut down right there on the spot. No, nothing, ghost. I'm calling, texting, emailing, calling, Instagram, videos, etc. Calling the office. No response, nothing. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, bro. I'm going to fly down there and show up at the office, dude. Like, what's up? So I fly down there. I call in the office. I'm like, yo, hey, I'm here. I'm in Miami. I want to show up. They're like, dude, don't do that, dude. You'll get escorted out by security. I was like, well, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, whatever. So whatever. I just spent some time in Miami, basically did a lot of visualizing, like there, just like visualizing myself living there. I was like, dude, I was manifesting so hard, bro. I had nothing to lose, dude. I was a broke 22-year-old freaking kid that had nothing going for him. Like, I just had nothing going for me. It's like, whatever. What's the worst that could happen? So I flew back. This is in the middle of COVID, like where the entire country shut down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 2020. Like
what
July
month of
2020.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, July, like fucking like pure like COVID time. And I'm taking flights. Fly back 3 weeks later or something. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm flying back down. So I flew back down to do the interview. And then I find out their entire company was remote or they were doing construction in there or whatever. And so I couldn't even go in the office. So I was like, you know what, dude, I'm fucking doing this shit. So I'm very thankful. I had a connection there at the office. I was like, tell me what to do. And I filmed a video for the director of sales there. I was like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Chris. I'm in Miami. I want to work. I'm here to work. I want to work for you guys. I'm literally here to work. That's all I want to do is work. That's all I want to do is work. That's all I want to do. Send the video, get a response within like a few hours. Like, hey, you can come back on November 4th and do an interview. And I was like, done. So I freaking did that. I flew back down the third time, did the interview. My interview with them was about 2 minutes. The director was like 2 minutes. Like, all right, yep, that's it. I'm like, I literally sat in the chair. I'm like, this interview's not over. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, this is not done. You're supposed to ask me more questions. Like, this is not finished yet. He's like, yeah, this is done. And I didn't leave the chair. He's like, no, this interview's done. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, I'm here. You're going to interview me. And he had his assistant and was like, the assistant was like, no, like, you're done. Like, it's okay. Like, you're good to go. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I was like, okay, no problem. Shook hands, etc. And a great attitude the entire time. I go to walk out. The assistant's like, okay, we'll get in touch with the HR manager. As soon as she said that, I was like, yep, there ain't no way I'm getting hired. So I was like, okay, nice. Where's the HR manager at? And she's like, oh, yeah, our office is down there. I was like, all right, great. I'll go walk over there and see if she's busy.
Oh, my God.
And she's like, you want me to do that right? You want to do that right now? I was like, yeah, I'll walk over there right now. Let's see if she's busy. If she's busy, then we don't talk to her. If she's not busy, then we don't talk to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And I fucking talked her in. I fucking talked her in to fucking squeeze my way into the HR. And that's where I actually closed the deal.
Wow.
So the HR lady, we were talking. I was like, yeah, look, I just basically explained everything. I was like, look, I'm here to work. I want to grow. I want to win. Like, I freaking flew down here like 3 times, dude. Like, I'm literally doing whatever it takes to freaking make this happen. I just want to win. And she goes, okay, when can you start? That's when I knew. I was like, fucking got it, dude. I was like, fuck everyone, dude. I was like, I got this shit.
Yeah.
And then bang. And then this is another funny part. I walk out of there. This is like a 4-hour deal, bro. Just straight press, dude. My cheeks were all red. I was like completely just like completely overwhelmed.
Yeah.
My flight left.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Had you hold where you are in the story because I want to get back to it. But had you ever exerted that much intention in your life before that?
No. Yeah. Never, ever on anything, dude. Like it was like
was that what was exhausting is holding the intention at a very high level for so long?
Yeah, dude, it was that, and I never experienced anything like that before in my life. Like I wanted something so bad, and all I did was just think about moving to Miami. Well, because I went to a Grant Cardone conference in 2019, and that's what inspired me to move in Miami. Because I was a broke fucking construction worker making $1,000 a month.
Wow.
And I went broke to Miami with me and my buddies. We had a great time, partied like crazy, and we also went to the event. And I was like, dude, Miami's freaking amazing.
What event did you go to?
I went to GrowthCon 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was the one where you did in the stadium.
At Marlin Stadium?
At Marlin Stadium.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. And it was my first time ever in like a big city.
Yeah.
So I never flew anywhere alone with my buddies before.
Yeah.
It was always with family. We'd go to like these small towns in like North Carolina and shit.
Yeah.
So I look at these buildings and I'm like, dude, holy shit. Like there's a building like this high on earth. Like this looks like a movie.
Yeah.
You know? And so what, after that, after I walked out of the office, I was just completely overwhelmed. I'm like, dude, holy shit, I just fucked that whole interview up and went to the airport. I got extremely drunk and I was like, dude, I'm just going to drink.
This is after you got the job?
No. Well, like
okay.
They didn't actually say like, hey, you're hired. They're like, hey, when can you start? Et cetera, planning, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I got to the airport. I was like, dude, I need to drink all my sorrows away. So I got like obliterated at the airport. And I land for my flight. I land in like Detroit or something on my connection. And I got a voice message from the HR.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, I wanted to call you, congratulate you. You got the job, dude. And I was in the middle of the airport walking, dude. I fucking like threw my bags in the air. I was like, let's fucking go. And then that was it. And then I flew down and then I started. And that's what I did to get that job.
Wow. Okay, now you said the first month you didn't get a deal.
Yeah, so my whole first month, dude, 300 calls a day, nothing, literally nothing, just pounding fucking my head against fucking pavement. But I just stuck with the long-term
Dude,
vision.
I actually remember seeing when you were new at Grant's place, seeing you on Steve's story, doing agree-ups.
Yeah.
I don't know if you call them that, but that's what I would call them. Doing agreement push-ups.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm with you. I understand. I got it. Understand 100%. Exactly. Yeah, dude, drill like crazy. Dude, I was a freaking maniac, man. I mean, I still am, but I'm at like a different level of maniac.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like more mature now. Yeah. Whereas like back then I had no composure, no training, nothing. I was just purely just absolutely crazy. Yeah. And I was just a maniac. And I would work from I would show up first at 7:15 and I would leave at like 8:30 at night.
Wow.
5 days a week, and then on Saturdays I'd start from 8:30 and go until 4 or 5 p.m. Yeah, I didn't know anybody there, so I had nothing to do but work. Yeah, and that's what it takes to actually get great at something. You know, like you can't actually get great at anything if you don't put your time into it. Yeah, and even if whatever you're selling, like it doesn't matter what you're selling. Even if you're not making as much money as you could somewhere else in another industry, if you just give your 100% to that industry, you'll be totally fine. And that's what I always knew, like when I was going into it, I knew that, okay, I could leave and go make more money somewhere else, but I was there for the grit, for the communication, for the drilling, for the training, for making money, of course. My first year I did 150, second year I did 320, and then third year I did like 427. And then my fourth year from January to June, I did like 267K. Wow. And that was the thing. And then I reached the point where I just went, it's so fast. And I knew that if I didn't make a move, there's two things that are going to happen. And this is for really any salesperson in any company. Yeah. When you're a salesperson, you got to make a decision quick if you're going to stay with that company long term, or if you're going to be a salesperson and leave and exit and start your own thing, or move to another position inside of another company. Because if you're a salesperson making $500,000 a year, there's no reason why you're gonna leave that sales position, go to a sales manager role, and make 3 times less money. Because that's what will happen. Yeah. Because if you go from $500K a year or $50K a month to $12,000 a month, your entire life changes, and then it's going to take another 3 years to get to back where you want to go. So if you're going to do that sales manager role, like do it within your first year.
The sales manager role is way harder than the sales role.
It's way harder.
It's way literally harder. 10 times harder.
Yeah, and you make less money. Yeah. You make less money.
Eventually, you can make way more money. Eventually, you can make more.
Right, and that's the difference. That's the difference.
But getting to the same income level is substantially harder. Now, the upside is higher long term. But it's tough, bro, because now you're dealing with other people's problems, not just your own problems and your clients' problems. You're dealing with the clients' problems, the salespeople's problems, and your own problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's more responsibility.
Yeah.
But then it just goes into like how big do you want to expand your space?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, you know, I would say within your first year, your goal is to be a sales manager if you want to be with that company long term.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest mistake was either not hiring me as a sales manager fast enough. Because if that would have happened, I'd probably be making, I don't know, 700 to 800K, maybe even $1 million a year as a sales manager there, which I'd be fine with because there's just grow. But you can't be a salesperson and then just move into a director role. You have to go through the ranks, right? Just like anybody else. And so then you kind of get into this trap of, okay, am I going to be a salesperson for the rest of my life? Like, what am I doing? And that's kind of what I ran into.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking, like, I just kept thinking of this thing of 5 years ahead, 5 years ahead, 5 years ahead. And I'm looking around, I'm like, bro, I do not want to do this in 5 years. Like, I want to build my own shit. And now I already have the skills. I kind of mastered this game of sales. I want to take it and have more responsibility and be able to create on it, because then there's no limit to what I can do.
Yeah.
And then I can help other people do it as well.
Yeah.
And that's really why I made the transition.
Yeah.
Is because of that.
Yeah.
The responsibility thing. I wanted to, I could make 50 grand a month, 60 grand a month, $1 million a year. Some people are cool with that. That's awesome as a salesperson. Good for them. But that's just not my route. That's just not what I want to do.
Yeah. Your route is to help other people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I make more money.
Yeah.
But I make more money, but then I have more freedom, but it's a lot more responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, it's a trade-off. It's
Yeah.
a trade-off. You know, whatever you like, it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
You can either make $1 million as a salesperson, or you can make fucking $10 million as a business owner and do shit like this.
Yeah.
And, you know, go on a fucking vacation on Tuesday and work on a yacht or whatever you want, right? That's dream stuff. But like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you actually can do that.
Yeah.
And with my business, you can, you know, like I can work remotely. That's why it's so easy for me to travel and stuff, because everything is remote. So yeah.
Yeah. Since you went out on your own, what's the biggest oh shit moment you've had?
Probably when I was 3 months in, I just spent a lot of money on personal development and on my ex, on her personal development as well. And I basically went broke.
Like, what's a lot of money?
I'd say like maybe 60 grand.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Love that.
I was 3 months in.
That's great.
I was 3 months in, bro.
Oh my God.
I was 3 months in. I already had credit card debt.
Yeah.
And I was living off the money I was making on my business. And I had no other source of income other than my business.
Yeah.
Because that's all I had.
Yeah.
And so I had like 2 weeks to pay my rent.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the money for it.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, bro, I'm like 3 months in, dude. Like, I should have more money right now.
Yeah.
And I ended up figuring it out. I paid my rent. And then after that, what else did I do? I maxed out all my credit cards, made a donation to charity.
Yeah.
Fucking, that was great. I had like 76K, or no, like I would say like 50K in credit card debt. And with maybe, I don't know, a few $100 in the bank account.
Wow.
And then it was damn near to about like $100.
Yeah.
And I also had to pay my rent again. And I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to pay my rent? And
Yeah.
I fucking figure out how to pay my rent.
Yeah.
And I've done that like maybe 3 or 4 times so far.
So
I do it on purpose, honestly.
yeah, dude. So to be honest with you, I've done the same thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's fun.
4 or 5 different times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun if you can make it fun. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's actually the biggest realization I had the last time I did it, is it's like this will own, like, I have a choice here. This can be very unfun, or I can just say something that rhymes with bucket.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just have fun and turn it into a game of, like, you know, there's have you read the biography of Elon Musk? Like the newer one? Oh, dude,
No.
you need to read that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If you want to, you're already a pretty inspired individual, but if you want to get really inspired as to like what's possible and what one individual can do, read his biography. It's crazy. It's insane. But one thing that they talk about is in 2018, Elon went through like a really like crucible moment where like Tesla was about to run out of money. SpaceX was about to run out of money. And he needed to basically like work through several different problems, like all like back to back.
That's when he was losing like $10 million a month or something like that, right?
Yeah. Tesla was just burning cash.
And he had like a whole warehouse full of cars he couldn't even deliver and stuff, right?
Yeah, there was problems with the factory where there was like bottlenecks. So like cars would be almost done, but not able to be delivered.
Damn.
Yeah. So they had to like handle their production issues. But something that the author mentions in the book is he said, I think the exact quote is, he says like, the threat of the hangman's noose focused his attention so much that he was able to pull off as an unthinkable, like impossible feat, basically. And so I actually like that method of living life. I just prefer to do it from the level of, hey, it's a game, right? And if you listen to Elon talk, he actually operates that way. Like people make it sound like very intense and very serious and very dense, because that's the reality level that they're at. Is they're like, it would have to be very serious in order to get through what he's gone through.
Yeah.
But in reality, if you actually listen to him, he commented on his biography. He said, my biggest issue, he's like, with the biography wasn't that there was anything like untrue about it. He's like, I just wouldn't have told the story that way. He said, I would have told the story differently.
Yeah.
Because he's looking at this shit as a game.
Yeah.
He's like this.
I mean, think about it. Tesla, the models, it's spelled out sexy.
Yeah.
And he's
It's
got
a
a
fucking
fucking
game,
shirt.
bro.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's just a big game.
Yeah.
So in terms of games, how do you use games in your business? Do you use games with your staff? Like, do you think about games at all in terms of business?
You know, I do. I try my best to, but man.
Of course, it can get serious sometimes.
Yeah. Very recently, it's been, it's a game. It's a game. It's a game. It's serious sometimes. You know, it's recently it's been very hectic. So I've been playing games. Now it's the game of how much shit can I get done as fast as humanly possible, because I have a fuck ton of work to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's not like work as far as collecting money from clients. It's like work that I have to do that I fucking hate doing, which is like the tedious stuff of like setting up stuff and like using my laptop and like the back end stuff, the delivery stuff. Yeah. Man, I fucking hate doing that shit. Yeah. I literally hate it. Like right after this podcast, I'll probably be up till like 10 o'clock tonight just doing it, dude. And I genuinely hate it with a passion. Because it takes my time. Yeah. And I hate doing that shit. Yeah. I'd rather just pay someone to do it, but I need to do it. Yeah. Because I need to know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that way I can just hire someone to do it.
Yeah.
But then I know exactly what to do, what works, what doesn't work, as far as like setting up certain things. And that's the state. I'm in the stage right now where if I don't build it, it'll crash. That's basically where I'm at. Like I can keep going like what I'm doing right now, but it's at the stage where if I don't actually build it like into a real company, it'll either stay small at like 20 to 30K a month, or if I do it right, which I'm doing it right, it'll fucking explode. And that's literally where I'm at right now. Yeah. I'm in that
You
stage.
should do the explode thing.
That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. No, like everything is changing. Yeah. And I'm working with some other people. We should have a call this week, and I'm going to be looking into life insurance and building out a life insurance team underneath me, and bring someone with me and be like partnered up in it. And so how it's basically going to work is I have my staffing company that's going to keep rolling. I'm going to build a book of business and life insurance, and I'm going to build those simultaneously. Now my staffing company will be able to staff my life insurance company. And what we're going to do is we're going to hire teams. Like we're going to take entire teams and transfer those teams to our fucking team, solar teams, pest control teams, like those kind of teams where they're all 1099 contractors. And I'm going to fucking get on the phone with the sales manager and be like, dude, look, you bring your team underneath us, you'll be able to make this and you'll be able to work remotely instead of knocking doors or whatever. And that's the next play we're going to do. And so that's going to be a big long-term money maker because you can sell a book of business for like 3 to 5 times multiple. And so that just recently happened.
Yeah.
Last week.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I've known this guy for like 4 years and we were just talking and it just makes sense now. And so, and it also helps my recruiters and it helps my recruiters get paid more.
Oh, nice.
Because every time they place somebody into a business, they get bonused. And so they'll basically just get bonus to place people in my own fucking business.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then I'll make money from the insurance company. It's
Nice.
it's literally a fucking cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's great.
So that's what I'm working on too as well. That's going to be huge.
That's awesome. So what advice would you give to somebody who's going out on their own? Like a year, now that you're a year into it, somebody's going out on their own, starting something new. Advice.
I would say go 100% into it. The biggest mistake is people don't go all in. They do it halfway, or they have a backup plan.
Yeah.
You know, a guy like me, dude, you would look at me and you would say, man, you should have a backup plan. Yeah. Or you should have started it. Like a guy like me, if I was thinking logically, not even logically, if I was thinking with a safety net, the right thing to do would be to start it on the side, make a couple bucks. Once you start making some money, then you transition and go full time. Whereas my philosophy is if you're going to do something, do it 100%. And that's the same thing that I did with Grant is I gave 100% of my life to that company. And anybody in that office can agree with me on that. And they still talk about me in sales meetings today. Like I get talked to. I'm still close with all the people there. Like a lot of the people there, they know me. They know who I am still, right? And that's what happens when you go all in. Yeah. And you go all in and you do nothing else but that. And that's when I switched and left and started my own business. I didn't start my own business until I left the fucking company. Yeah. I left it, then started it. Which people do it backwards, which they'll start it and then they'll leave. And it's fucked up. Because you're not going all in. Yeah. You're already going into your business thinking, oh, I'm going to do this as a plan B. And then if it works out, then I'll turn it into plan A. We'll just fucking remove plan B and just only have one plan. Yeah. And
because then you're forced to make that plan work.
You're forced to make it work.
Yeah.
And another thing is, you know, when you're starting out, I also realized this and I had 3 months of savings left. And that's when I started it. I said, okay, if I don't get a deal in 3 months, it has nothing to do with my business. It has nothing to do with my clients. It has nothing to do with anything. It has everything to do with me. I'm the one who's fucked up. It has nothing to do with anything else. The only person that's fucked up is me. Yeah. If I can't get a deal in 3 fucking months, bro, for fucking anything, bro, I'm fucked up, dude. I'm trying to fail. Yeah. Like I'm the person that needs to get checked out, dude. It's not the industry. Yeah. It's the fucking person. Yeah. So that's what I would say.
Would that be part of the advice is if you're finding that you're running into something that isn't working, look at yourself and what you're doing or not doing versus it's not the industry. I agree with that.
Dude, it's literally not the industry, bro. People say it all the time. Oh man, this industry's failing. Oh, this industry's going crazy. Oh man, a lot of things are happening in the industry right now. Yeah. Oh man, the economy, dude. Trump's doing some crazy stuff. Bro, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah. You're broke and you're an idiot. Yeah. It has nothing to do with that, dude. I could go out and sell fucking water right now. Yeah. I'll fucking walk up to a fucking guy. I'll be like, yo, buy this water for a fucking $1. I bought this water for $3. I'll sell it to you for $1. Yeah. You sell a fucking water. Yeah. You lose $2, but you sold something. Yeah. You sell enough of them, you still, if you buy a whole pack and you sell them for whatever, $2 a piece, you can make a couple bucks on it, dude. Yeah. There's people that do it all the time. There's homeless people that make fucking 10 grand a month, bro. Yeah. Just begging on the street.
That's right.
You know, but they're actually genuinely fucked up, but they're doing it the right way. If you think about it, like they're creating, they're going all in on that one thing. They're like, dude, I don't need a job. I'll just
True. That's true. They are all in. Yeah, they're all in on the streets.
Like, bro, they really are in the streets, bro. Like, I'll tell this story, dude. So this is when I realized people will only get help when they actually want help.
Yeah.
And they'll only receive help when they want it.
Yeah.
So there's this homeless guy that I was running and I saw this homeless guy on the side of the road. And I saw him, said, what's up? Next day I was out for a run again. I saw him and he was reading a book.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, you read. Like he seemed like a pretty uptoned guy. He was pretty sharp, right? And I was like, hey man, you read? He's like, yeah, man, I read. I was like, oh, cool, man. I was like, I got a shit ton of books in my apartment. Like, you want some? He's like, yeah, dude, that'd be cool. I'm like, yeah, man, how many you want? He's like, oh, like 5 should be good. I'm like, cool, man, cool. I'm like, they're all like business and self-help books, man. Do you want some? He's like, oh man, I'm good on the self-help stuff, man. I've read all of those. And he's literally sleeping on the side of the road on a blanket.
Oh my God.
He's like, I'm more into like fantasy and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I just look and I'm like, it makes so much sense. No matter how much I try to, if I sat there and tried to convince that guy to read a business book, he would not do it.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, like, dude, you can't force somebody and you can't give somebody help if they actually don't want help.
Yeah.
They're not open to receiving it.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I learned a lot from business and a lot from, friends that I've had in the past or people that I've worked with in the past. They do something and they think they know everything about it. Yeah. Right. And I can just tell by the way I'm talking to them and by the way they're talking, they think they know everything. They're not open to anything. And that's actually like a really red flag for me as like an individual, because if the person's not open and willing to learn, not only about their business or industry, but just really about anything. Yeah. Like, a guy's building systems. He's like, nah, those guys don't know what they're doing. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no, they guys don't know what they're doing. No, I know everything. I'm the best. Like, there's just such a different approach rather than like actually showing the data and being open to, and I'd actually connect people with other people that are smarter than them and they would decline any actual information. I'm like, dude, if only these people like actually wanted information and wanted to get better, dude, they blow up, bro, because they're already so smart, but they're just so close-minded. Yeah. And that's one thing I learned a lot too. Like I've tried to help a lot of people that came out of, the office that I used to work at. Yeah. As soon as they left, they'd call me up and they'd be like, yo, bro, I'm about to do this, man, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yo, cool, bro. Like, cool. I had one guy, and I don't care if I say this because he knows it's true. He left the company. I'm not going to say what company, but he left the company, and he left by sending an email. I think that's the weakest way to ever leave a company. Yeah, is by email, text, bro. The weakest fucking confront in the world. Yeah. Dude.
So pause the story for a second. Have you seen the ad that Grant's organization is running to recruit salespeople right now? Or no sorry. He's banned. Advertising. Okay, fine.
He's banned. He's blocked me.
It's fine. Have you seen but they're running an ad. Sorry, it's actually for their onboarding system. And the ad is, there was that dude, Mike, that used to work there with the big watch.
Yeah. What? Mike Bonnet.
Yeah. They posted his note that he wrote and left on a piece of paper resigning. That's the ad. It's literally like, Grant, it's a fucking ad, dude. I literally screenshot it and sent it to Dave. And I was like, whoever made this deserves a freaking commendation because this is the best ad ever. Yeah.
Wow.
It's literally the note of like, Grant, the comp plan here no longer reflects the value I bring to the company. I will be leaving effective immediately. Mike. That's the ad.
That's how he left?
So awesome. I don't know if that's how he left, presumably.
Yeah.
But that's the ad.
Wow.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Good. I think it's just so weak. Like, and that's why I feel like I just did everything the right way. Cause how I left, I mean, I walked in, I shook hands, talked to them face to face, thanked them, thanked the entire team. Yeah. Had calls like there's people, there was a guy, he was like, yeah, man, I fucking sent him an email. I'm like, okay, like, did you call them? Did you speak to them? Yeah. No, man, no, I don't need to speak to them at all anymore. Yeah. And he wanted me to like jump on his podcast and do some business with him. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, bro, but I'm not going to film with you. I'm not going to work with you. I'm not going to do anything with you until you actually call them and thank them or fucking do something. Yeah. He's like, oh, I'll think about it. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. Dude, no worries, bro. Do your thing. Yeah. so many people. I mean, dude, it's just like, it's brutal, bro. It's brutal, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's brutal. The amount of low confront
Yeah.
people have. And like I have their best interest, I'm sure those people are going to do great, they'll do well, but I'm a very like man-to-man handshake kind of guy. That's how I was raised. And my mom always taught me, even if I was like, no, like for work, she really taught me this. My mom taught me this. She's like, dude, if you're ever going to call in sick for work, call in late or quit a job, you either call them. If you're going to call out, call them. Never fucking text them, call them. And if you're going to quit, fucking like go in person and fucking quit. And she taught me that. And I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah. That's good advice.
Because that's what I've always did.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one time where I didn't. It was an icky situation. Like I was basically on unemployment. They didn't have any work, and then they had work, and then I was working for another company. So that was it. But I spoke to him on the phone. I was like, yeah, man, I'm working for somebody else now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, it's just
thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good that you admitted that.
What?
That you're not perfect.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, like, dude, I fuck up all the time, bro. I fuck up all the time, dude.
Constantly.
I fuck up shit so many times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that's really my biggest advice is like, dude, if you're gonna start a business, start it. Don't start it too early. Like one thing I know is, and I was like, this is one thing I would do. If I was 20 years old again and I was living with my parents, I would learn everything there is to know about the online business space. Because if you're 20 years old and you are living with your parents, you have no bills, dude, start an online business. Start like a course. Start like a fucking program. Start one of those things that everybody's hating on. You can make so much money so fast. Get the experience, start selling shit, live with your parents, don't have any expenses, take that money and do another business. Yeah. Honestly, that's what I would do. If I was younger again, if I was like 19, 20, 18, dude, I would want to know everything there is to know about like the high ticket online space, because you can just start a company right now. Bang, high ticket, sell it for like $1,000, dude. Yeah. I'll fucking coach you how to fucking pet your dog. $1,000. Like, dude, you sell 5 of those a month. That's $1,000 a month.
This man has petted 5,000 dogs.
Yeah. 5,000
dogs roll over when he walks in the room. Learn how to pet a dog from him. I'm like, we're writing the ad right now. Yeah. Somebody hit us up.
Exactly. You can put that in your ad, man. Here at Home Love Construction, we have petted dogs at our job sites. If you want a quote, let us know.
Dude, I don't have to try that as an ad.
That'd be a good ad.
So, are you running any ads for your business, or
not anymore? I did, bro. I've tried ads.
Oh, you did?
I've tried ads twice so far, bro. Both times was a fucking train wreck, bro.
Really?
Oh, dude, it's just fucked up, bro. And I'm gonna relaunch for a third time, dude. There's just a lot of fucked up shit, dude. Yeah. A lot of trial and error and shit, dude. Yeah. I've lost a lot of money on ads, but I'm never gonna give up. Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Well, there's a great saying that there's 3 stages in running ads. The first is losing money. The second is learning. The third is print money.
Yep. I think my third step is gonna be printing money. Yeah. Like that's there, because it's all I'm seeing how it's built, because I've hired people to do it for me, and the ad part was good. The funnel was all fucked up. So the funnel didn't convert. I need to refilm I need to redo almost everything. Yeah. So yeah, which is fine. And I know I'm going to continue to do it. Yeah. Like I'm going to need to refilm everything, because not only that, but everything also changed in my business since I started running the ads. When I started running the ads, I wasn't doing in-person reps. I didn't have this system. I didn't have that system. I didn't have this, like from spending all that money on ads, I've learned a lot. And now I'm starting to understand it more on what people actually want to see, rather than just being green and just like, thinking that I'm just going to do it. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Totally. Dude, actually, I need to go on my Facebook ads manager and actually just do lifetime and figure out, see how much we've spent.
Probably like what, ads. 2 million, 3 million? What do you spend a month right now?
We spend 25 grand a month.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
It's not bad for what you're doing in sales.
Yeah. The crazy thing is our ticket is so high. Like our average ticket is $250,000. So it doesn't take that many sales to recoup. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, and the other thing is our biggest bottleneck, and actually a thing that I recently realized on the point of, so if anybody's watching me as a sales team, this is a huge point that you should write down, is I was actually giving my team too many leads. That probably sounds crazy. Probably sounds like that's impossible. They kept blah, 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 blah. No, you can give your team too many leads.
I agree with that.
If you give an individual salesperson an overabundance of leads where they can never possibly call and follow up on all of them, they will call and follow up on none of them.
Yep. They'll call them once. Then they don't answer. All right, next. One
Yeah.
next, one next, one next. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no actual nurture of the lead. And the leads actually just get lit on fire and burned. So what we've actually had to do is increase the size of the team, and we've actually scaled down the ad spend.
Wow.
And done more filtering on the leads to get up more qualified. Because there's kind of like a concept of like the more hoops you make somebody jump through on like the more information you make them give you, et cetera, the higher quality of lead it is, which is kind of true to some extent. Like if they're more engaged or willing to go through that, obviously the intent is higher, right? So we did that. And then we also like literally doubled our number of salespeople and then like cut the leads in half.
Wow.
Because I'd be giving each of our salespeople like 10 to 12 leads a week. But the thing is, in our business, when we get a client, that when somebody closes a deal, it probably eats about 10 to 15 hours off of that salesperson's calendar. Boom, right there immediately. Because there's a lot of, they have to basically take the entire concept of the project that they agreed to and contracted with the client and now transfer that over to the production team. So it's a long cycle. It's it makes the salespeople a ton of money. Actually, last year we had a guy make $400K.
Wow.
In doing sales for us last year.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dude.
which is pretty incredible.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it pays really well.
Wow.
But then once they start getting clients, they actually can't take a ton of new leads. So then we have to filter down the leads that the best guys get even more. And eventually we actually moved our best guy into just referral only at a certain point. Because there's like we can only give him the highest quality leads, because if we waste his time calling,
he's tied up with other customers.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's been a huge like learning experience for me personally, because I was like, okay, the number of leads determines the number of sales, dump more leads in there, which is true. However, there's also mechanics on like how a salesperson actually handles getting an overflow of leads. They don't call them. That's what happens. Like you just wind up wasting the leads.
Yeah.
So it's been good. We literally actually, what's funny is we were doing like our intent leads where somebody like wants to do a project. I had also launched a bunch of ads literally for a giveaway. And we were literally getting like $2 a lead localized. We were literally getting like 130 leads a day.
Damn.
In addition to our like normal advertising. And I was like, this is going to be great. And then just none of those got called.
Nothing.
And they just overwhelmed the sales team. And it was just like so terrible. So we just dumped all those onto our marketing list. So we're continuing to like try to spit out high quality leads from those, which we are like, 1 or 2 a week. So it wasn't like totally for naught. But yeah, dude, we could go on forever about the failed marketing that we've done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. So, bro, I think we'll probably wrap. We're pretty much over time here, but
all right.
This has been great. I
feel like it's been like a good amount of time. I don't even know what time it is.
I mean, either.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It's funny. I've done a thing where I actually know exactly what time it is.
What time is it?
Damn. I don't want to. I feel like I can do it. Ricky, is it 8:12 right now? God damn it.
Damn, bro.
Pretty good, right?
That's
You
pretty
can
close.
confirm there's no clocks in the room, right?
There is no clocks.
Okay,
I was
good.
actually looking for the time.
Good. Yeah. Okay, dude. So final now that we know my perception of time is a little off.
It's fucking great, bro.
Thank
I was
you.
going to say like 8:30.
Yeah, no, not quite.
Yeah.
Final
Definitely
thoughts.
not quite.
Final thoughts.
All right. Final thoughts.
Yeah, please.
Of this.
Yeah. Like what do you want to leave people with? Like what's your final thought you want to leave them with? Disqualified for Comlac.
Thank you.
That's just what I'm going to say to you forever now. If you ever take any time to think about anything.
You know what I also do? I like this. Every time I do this, I always think of Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, bro, he'd be sitting there, he goes,
silence for like a minute.
Silence, dude.
Mhm.
Just for a strong ass and I go, the thing is when you do that. But anyways, final thoughts. dude, just go for it. Honestly, I would say just go for it.
Love that.
Like, what is the possible worst thing that could honestly happen?
Mm-hmm.
When you experience so much failure, you get so numb to what failing is.
That was crazy. That's never happened before. There's literally something running across the roof and we can hear it.
No, but I would say, dude, just go for it, man. Like, you know, dude, like, it doesn't even have to be with entrepreneurship, man. It has to be with really anything and everything, dude. Like working a job, bro. Like if you're going to work a job, work a sales job, dude, just like your guy that's making $400K, I'm sure he's giving that was 100% attention. That's probably the only thing he does. I bet he probably doesn't have any side things that he does. It's probably just his thing. And that's what I see in the most successful people. You know, when they start out, they focus on that one thing. Nobody actually makes it if they're focused on multiple things.
Yep.
And also like balance, dude. Like, balance is fucking bullshit, bro.
I agree.
Like, dude, if you think you're going to make it or you think you're going to make your family proud by creating balance, dude, you're fucked up.
Yeah.
You're fucked up. Like, you're just not going to do it.
Because there's so much false data.
Dude, so much.
I think there's very competent people who have bought into that lie.
Yeah,
You know
dude,
what I mean?
it's challenging. Like if you want to be great, especially at the stage where I'm in, like if you're at Jeff Bezos' level, dude, you can do whatever the fuck you want whenever you want, right?
True.
But the problem is what it took to get there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people don't see is what it actually takes to get there to those levels. And the nights like this, where it's a Sunday night, you know, we're doing a podcast. It's 8:14. It's probably 8.
No, it's 8.
No, it's 8.
It's at least 8:18.
Is it 8:18? Oh, 8:17. Probably in 30
Is it
seconds.
8:18 now?
18.
Oh, damn.
It'll be 8:18 in like 30 seconds. Nah, it is.
Close.
Nice.
Okay. I'm getting better.
Yeah, dude. So I would say just, dude, like giving it your all, dude. And, you know, like I've had problems with my family because, you know, I work a lot, dude. Like I work so much. And I'm in Miami, bro. And some of my family's in Erie and some of my family's in Chicago. And, you know, like we have a group text and shit. And like, bro, like I do what I can, bro. But like, I'm so focused on my goals that like, I will only focus on that. But I'm getting better at like my family will get mad at me and shit because, like, you know, I won't come home if I won't come home for a little bit, or I won't do this, or, you know, I'm never on the phone with them, or like I delayed on text messages, or like I don't update them on my life, you know, like I do a lot of crazy fucking shit, dude. And sometimes it's like, I know it's like, you know, small in comparison to people, but I would say for an average person, I live a pretty fucking intense life, dude. Like my life's pretty intense. And sometimes it's like hard to like share that shit because it almost feels like I'm like shitting on them. Yeah. You know, like, oh, wow, look at me. I did this. Like I did this. 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 Right. And, you know, they've been at the same job for X amount of years and they're making X amount of money. Right. For X amount of years, which this is no disrespect to them at all because I'm going to send this to them and they're going to probably watch it. Yeah. But,
thank you. Please hit a like if you're related to Chris Dietz.
If you're related to Chris Dietz, you know, give it a like, give it a like, give it a like. Appreciate the family. But dude, I love my family, bro. And I do everything I can to make them proud, dude, honestly. And that's one thing I didn't do in the beginning when I first moved down here. It was just work, work, work. Now I'm kind of incorporated it to like everything. And I'm going through the kind of the phase of like the criticized phase where I'm getting like criticized, but it's just temporary, you know, like, you know, my one sister was a little mad at me the other day, you know, for some stuff I was doing and like the changes I was making in my life, like how I got engaged in like 5 days and shit. Dude, my family was like spazzing the fuck out. Like
I can imagine.
Spazzing, dude. Like
are they pretty traditional? Like conservative?
Like, I mean, they, you know, like they're great people, normal life, you know, like dude, where we grew up, dude, it was just normal stuff, you know? And I had a call with one of my sister, Katie, shout out to Katie. I was like, you just got to understand, I'm going to have a conversation with all my family about this. Cause I actually never thought of saying this, but it's true. And I told it to her. And this is when I actually like, I was like, okay, now I feel like they understand and I understand and we're both on the same page of where I'm at. Like, I basically cut it straight. Like, dude, you guys just got to understand, like, I just don't live a normal life and I will never do normal things. Like, everything that I do will probably cause confusion, cause commotion, cause you guys to have a lot of questions. Why am I doing this? Why now? Why not later? Why am I doing this? Why not wait? Why not do this? Why not do that instead of that? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Oh my gosh, it's this, that, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're traveling here, traveling there, you're traveling here, you're traveling there. Like, what is this? What is that? And I'm like, okay, just realize that, like, it will never go away.
Yeah.
Like, I will always be the guy. Like, you're fortunate enough to have a brother like me that is living a life like this and is fucking unique as hell.
Yeah.
And I typically do things that 99% of the population will not do. So just expect all the decisions from me from now on to be completely out of ordinary, out of this world and very extraordinary. And she was like, yeah, well, that fucking makes sense for the last fucking 4 years of your life. Basically every single thing you've done is fucking insane.
Yeah.
And so,
dude, you know what you should do?
It.
You should turn what you just said into a text post on Insta and literally in the caption be like, send this to 5 people who need to hear it. Like, exactly what basically that manifesto that you just said.
Yeah.
That, I feel like that post would rip.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that tonight.
The Instagram post on text, like just
make
do like a Twitter toast.
Well, yeah, you could use
on my
notes,
story,
or you could
or
use, like, you should post it on your main feed and then literally, like, as the caption, put, send this to 5 people who need to hear it. But it's like about you. It's like, I will never live up da 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 da. Or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll
do that.
You could get a lot, dude. I would send that to people.
Done.
That's really good.
Done.
That's a great little manifesto.
Like, I will never live a normal life and I will never make the decisions that normal people do because I'm a unique individual and I make insane decisions. And so just expect a lot of questions. I just expect that whenever I make decisions that you're going to have a lot of questions. Just know that I'm always doing the right thing.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing.
Yeah.
Does it seem like, because the more people I talk to, it seems like the biggest thing that people have in common is the bad decisions they make. You ever think about that?
Yeah.
As you were saying that, I was like, wait, what's the commonality that people have, like, agreed on is, like, the bad, average, destructive, normal decisions. Go out and drink on Friday night. Go out and drink on Saturday night. Like, be hungover all Sunday and don't do anything. Like, bang, bang, bang. Like, don't give money away, right? Like, hoard the money. Don't give it away. Don't get tricked. It's literally like, it's just becoming more real to me as you were saying. I was like, wow, the thing that everybody has in common is the bad decisions. And then it's like the good decision, like you were just explaining it, the good decisions are unique to the individual.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, it's true.
Because, like, my unique decisions, as you were saying, I'm like, yeah, that what he's saying right now applies to me, but I live a very different life from you, but it is also unique. And I do some shit where people are like, what?
What the hell?
You know, like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
You know, constantly.
People ask me, when I went back home in Erie, I had like 90% of people ask me, hey man, how many hours do you work in a week? I don't know what to tell them. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
All my hours.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to put a number on it, I don't know, like 90, 100.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's not like that. And they'll look at me and be like, oh my God, 80 hours, 100 hours?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, 7 days a week? I'm like, yeah, it's just kind of like my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't feel like it's just what I need to do. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah, you're surviving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I chose. This is my life. I chose to live this life.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to live this life. So I feel good about it.
Yeah. Dude.
And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, what the fuck? I remember 5 years ago when you're fucking doing this shit. Now you're fucking here doing this. Big shot. I'm like, thank you. And it's crazy because, like, I don't even, I don't feel like I've done anything. Like, I've done a good amount of stuff, but I don't feel like I've really done much at all.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
Same.
I just literally just started.
Same.
You know,
Completely.
it's kind of interesting. It's a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
It's a crazy like headspace to be in, but I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, bro. Well, thank you for coming back. I will have to do a third one.
Dude, wow, dude, bro. These are great, bro. I
Yeah.
feel like we could just sit here for fucking like 4 hours.
I know. Isn't
And
the
just
space?
chat.
The space is so like calm,
Yeah,
right?
It's so
yeah.
nice, dude.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's so nice.
Okay, Chris Dietz,
All right.
thank you for being on.
Yeah.
You're the man, bro.
Bro, appreciate you, man. Thank you.